So, good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk Skincare with myself, Dr. Trevor Killeen. Okay, so let's start off by saying that if there are any things that you want to ask questions on, then please stick it in the comment section. I see somebody's already done that, so I'll come back to that at the end. Tonight, I'm going to take you through a little bit about what a good skincare routine is. And that can mean very different things for very different people. I'd also send up a quick reminder that if you haven't had a chance to do your skin inventory and you're at a little bit of a loss during lockdown, then please, if you head over to my website, the address is there, and click on skin inventory. It's now uploaded onto the website, and you can follow a step-by-step guide how to assess your skin at home. And that really is to help you with how to select skincare products, know what problems are with your skin, and know what you can actually do with it while you're in lockdown. Okay. So depending on who you speak to, there's lots of different opinions about what constitutes a good skincare routine. Some people will do the bare minimum, and then some people will use every single product that is on the go. And there's probably pros and cons for each of those approaches. I take a little bit more of a pragmatic approach, and I try to tailor the skincare regime to the individual, to their concerns, and more importantly, to their lifestyle. And their lifestyle is probably something that I'm going to talk a little bit about later on. So one of the most common things that I get is that, I don't have time to be looking after my skin. And to be honest, I've a little bit of a confession in that I try to do a routine that offers me the maximum benefit with the least amount of time. And what the important thing is with a skincare though is, and this is probably the most important point, is about habit. So getting into a good habit and making sure that you are looking after your skin at least twice a day. So once in the morning and once in the evening. Plenty of people will have 5 minutes in the morning to spend some attention on their skin, and it's about doing the right things and using the right products. Okay, so if you're not doing that, then it only takes a while to get into a new habit. So do have a go and see if you can, while you're in lockdown, get yourself into the habit of cleansing your skin twice a day and looking after it twice a day. And in no time then you'll have developed the habit, and that hopefully will take you on to better habits once you're out of lockdown. Okay, so here are my thoughts on what a good skincare routine is. And I'm going to talk a little bit later on about additional stuff, but this is the basics. So first, in my opinion, there's a minimum that you should be doing, and that is cleansing and moisturizing your skin twice a day. So morning and night, so cleansing and moisturizing in the morning and cleansing and moisturizing at night. Really, really important part of a skincare routine. The other thing is using an SPF every day, all year round. So most of skin aging is caused by sunlight. And by using an SPF on your skin every day, regardless of whether it's winter, summer, spring, it's really important that you help to prevent the damage that happens to your skin. Second, you pick a routine that will fit with your lifestyle. For example, if you shower every day, then choose a face wash that you can use in the shower, and don't choose a milk or a lotion that you're going to need after you've had a shower, and then it's going to add additional time to your skincare routine. Thirdly, be clever about the products that you use. For example, I used to use Dermalogica's Daily Microfoliant. Now that's a powder, and that powder can be mixed in with a face wash, which meant that I was both cleansing and exfoliating at the same time, and not having to do sort of 2 steps in one go. Now though, I use an AHA cream at night, and that actually does the exfoliation for me. So we'll come on to that a little bit later on. Okay, so cleansers and moisturizers, there are a multitude of different types and sizes and formulations of cleansers and moisturizers that are out there. But there are some basic rules when choosing these, and some rules to follow to help you pick the right ones. I'm hoping that I'll have a video on that specifically, but essentially, try and match something to your lifestyle. There are special ones, whether you want to looking after acneic skin or skins that are prone to breakouts, and then there will be ones for skin that is normal or dry. I will pop a video up very, very soon about how to choose those different cleansers and those different moisturizers, and how how that comes into play. Next week, though, I will be talking about the difference between dry and dehydrated skin, and understanding the difference between those two plays a big part in the type of moisturizer that you choose, and that will help you with your skin. Okay, so in my view, and this is only my view, once you've got the basic down, so once you're cleansing and moisturizing twice a day and using your SPF, then you can build on it from there. Some people will tell you that you need a separate night cream, that you need a separate this, you need a separate that. In my view, you don't. You need it. The basics you need are a cleanser and a moisturizer twice a day and an SPF. If though once you've got that routine down, you identify problems, if you've done your skin inventory that needs specific addressing, then that's when you can either add additional steps into your routine or use additional products in your regime. Either of those will give you what you're looking for. So the first thing I'm going to talk about adding in a step, and the step that I want you to add in really is an exfoliation step. Now, exfoliation helps the skin stay fresh. It helps to rejuvenate the skin. It improves the texture and the appearance. It can help makeup to sit better for the ladies, but it also reduces the signs of aging. So it reduces the appearance of wrinkles, of pigmentation, and of dullness in the skin. But this step comes with a bit of a warning. Over-exfoliation can damage the skin, and by over-exfoliating you can sensitize the skin, you can cause irritation, dryness, dehydration, and in fact accelerate the aging process because you lose some of the skin's protective barrier and protective functions. There are different types of exfoliations. If you are using an exfoliator, I wouldn't use it more than twice a week. I'm not a big fan of exfoliators that have abrasive particles in it. So scrubs, for example, particularly if those abrasive particles aren't actually rounded off in a process when they're being produced. So if you are going to use a scrub, if you like the feeling of a scrub on your face, then I would suggest you make sure that you have one that the particles have been rounded off and reduce the amount of abrasion that is happening on your skin. The ones that I'd recommend are more the enzymatic or acid-based exfoliants. They come as creams, gels, powders, and these tend to be less traumatic to the skin, particularly if used correctly. And as I said, they are some of my favorite ones, and I will talk about them in another video a little bit later on in the series. One of my favorite things to use to customize your skincare regime are serums. And so if you've got your basic, you've got your cleanser, you've got your moisturizer, serums then allow you to customize your skincare routine in multiple different ways. So serums are available. There's lots of them on the market at the moment, but certainly if you're adding only one serum, the one I would certainly recommend is a good quality hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is found in the matrix of the skin, and its sole purpose is to lock in hydration. It is able to keep about 1,000 times its own weight of water in the skin. And so it locks in hydration and helps the skin appear more plump and helps to improve the endurance of the skin. Other serums that you might want to think about using, particularly if you're looking at pigmented skin, vitamin C serum is particularly good, and vitamin B. If you're looking to do specific things like exfoliation, then there are retinol serums available. And if your skin is overly sensitized or very, very sensitive, then aloe vera is a particularly good serum to use after treatments, and also if your skin is generally sensitized and generally a little bit under pressure at the moment. The final thing that you can consider in your skincare regime is masks. So I suggest you use a mask a couple of times a week. There are different ones and they come in different formulations. So again, it's about knowing what your skincare needs are and knowing what problems your skin has, identifying those, and then selecting masks that are based on those problems and on those concerns. So the first thing I would say is that clay masks, which are available in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, again in all sorts of different price ranges. Clay masks are not suitable for people with dry or dehydrated skin. The purpose of clay masks is to purify the skin and to reduce the production of sebum. So they are much more suited to clients who are patients who would have oily skin or acneic skin, and that are there for the specific purpose of reducing sebum and helping with the oiliness aspect of the regime. For dry and dehydrated skin, you need to be looking at masks that are going to be nourishing and hydrating. So what you're looking for is masks with lots of vitamins, with hyaluronic acid in them, with moisturizers and humectants, which help to keep the skin moist and supple. And they're the type of ones that you want to be looking at for dry and dehydrated skin. So that's all that I've got to talk about for this week. So just a quick recap then. So your skincare regime at the very minimum should have a cleansing and a moisturizer twice a day with an SPF in the morning to help protect the skin. From there, then once you've got into the habit of using that, and I can't emphasize enough, the most important thing with the skincare regime is being in the habit of actually doing it. Once you've got the habit established, then you can add in other products and other steps into your skincare regime that can help to address specific concerns that you might have with your skin. So as I suggested, you know, if you've got redness, if you've done your skin inventory and you've got redness, if you've got acne breakouts, if you've got pigmentation that you want addressed, if you've got wrinkles that want addressed, then there are very specific things that you can then add in to help with those conditions. So I, first of all, would recommend that you exfoliate no more than twice a week. Exfoliators I would recommend are more your enzymatic or your acid-based exfoliants. They come in powders, gels, and creams. The next thing I would talk about is adding in serums. If you're going to add in one serum, I'd add in hyaluronic acid. If you want some advice on what serums might be suitable for what skin conditions in general, then please do drop me a message and I'll be happy to let you know what ones in general, although you do have to make sure that you're not going to have any allergies or reactions to it yourself. So even though I can recommend them for you, you must check that they're not going to cause any irritations or anything on your skin. So serums, and they come in lots of different shapes and forms, and there's lots of different formulations, and there's lots of different types that can be used to address specific skin concerns. And finally then, using a mask twice a week if you can, once a week if at all possible. And of course then there is treatments. So once you've got your own skincare regime set up, then you can move on to treatments and specific treatments that will treat specific conditions. So in the weeks to come, next week I'm going to be talking about dry and dehydrated skin, and I'm going to be talking specifically about those two concerns. And I will then be talking about serums, all the sorts of products that you might need to help with dry and dehydrated skin, the difference between the two, what products you need to use. And then we'll be moving on to address other things as time goes on. So we'll look at pigmentation, we'll look at oily skin, we'll look at large pores and various and aging skin and all that sort of thing as we move through it. So today I'm going to have a quick look at a couple of the questions that have come through. So let me see if I can work my technology properly here. I am hoping that when I do this, you'll be able to see the question that I've been asked. And bear with me now, just trying to get this. Okay, so Kevin has just asked, is there a serum that works well in combination skin? So combination skin, of course, is always a problem. Most serums, though, that you want to look at for combination skin, you want to avoid ones that have oils in them. So what you're looking at is a hyaluronic acid-based serum or a vitamin-based serum that has a hyaluronic acid base. Oily serums are going to be much more suited to drier skins and aging skins rather than combination skin. So what you're looking at there is something like hyaluronic acid. A vitamin B complex acid is very, very good for combination skin. Vitamin C serum is also very good. And again, making sure that these are not oil-based serums, because what you don't want to do is to make the oily part of your combination skin a little bit worse. Okay, so I hope that answers you, Kevin. If there's anything else, then you can drop me a wee message. I've also had a message here, and I can't seem to get this one up for some reason. So Zoe asked me about a 15-year-old with acne, and are there any home remedies that you can try while in lockdown? There are some home remedies that you can try, Zoe, on lockdown, but to be honest, what I'd be recommending for somebody with acne is that they get into a good skincare routine, so that they're making sure that they're cleansing their skin twice a day, So preferably using a wash that is specifically medicated for acne skin. They can then look at using some gel-based moisturizers that can help to prevent oiliness, because a lot of moisturizers that you have do have oils in them, and so therefore they add to the problem of the acne and add to the sebum problem of the acne. So certainly gel-based moisturizers work much better. Gel-based moisturizers come in again in different sort of shapes and forms. I use the Juliette Armand one, and it's the hydromattifying gel, and that really does help dampen down the sebum production, and thereby reducing the amount of acne that the person is experiencing. The other thing, as I said, about cleansing is it's really important for medicated, because acne, although a lot of the time is hormone related, or that's what's initiating it, and at times of hormonal change we can see acne appearing, so around puberty, and again then around menopause in females, and the same in males. So around the time of puberty in males you get acne appearing, and so a lot of it is to do with hormonal changes. But there's also Propionibacterium acnes, which is a bacteria that gets into the pustules and causes havoc, and that gets treated by some of the medicated stuff. However, I would be a little bit cautious, because a lot of people with acne use products that are a little bit too harsh on the skin. So not only are you getting the inflammation from the acne, you're also then getting the inflammation from the products that are being used that are a little bit harsh on the skin. So word of caution there, I would be using stuff that is both soothing as well as medicated, so that you're not stripping the skin, but you are helping to address some of the problems with acne. We will be looking at some masks a little bit later on. Some of those masks may well be suitable for children or teenagers with acne, as well as adults, particularly some of the more soothing ones. And if you tune in, I'll be posting the first of my sort of homemade remedies this week. That'll be to do with hand scrub. For all those washing that we're doing with our hands at the moment, our hands are been put through the miller, the ringer a little bit, and put through the mill or the ringer. So I will be posting a video about that, on how to make a homemade hand scrub, a nourishing hand scrub, and then later on we'll be looking at, in particular, one of the ones that might suit will be one of the ones that I do with oatmeal, that is a really soothing face mask, and that you can then add in some essential oils if you have them at home, and we'll talk a little bit about that more when we do it. So I've another question here from Andrea. I don't know if I can put that up again. It doesn't seem to be working. Okay. So Andrea has asked, what's the best retinol to use for 40 years for a 40-year-old? So retinol is a very specific product. It's a vitamin A derivative. It comes in all sorts of different strengths. And really at 40, then you can be using some of the lower strength ones. I particularly like some of the combination products that are out there at the moment. And again, one of the ones in the Juliette Armand range is, it's called Retinol C. And it's a cream that I recommend people use at night. And what that does is it helps to, it's got vitamin C and retinol in it, so vitamin A and vitamin C. And that helps to overnight reduce, helps exfoliate the skin, reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and helps to nourish the skin as well. So that, I think, is a really good way to use retinol. There are other ways to use retinol, so you can use it as a serum. And there are a couple of different strengths that are available in the serum. The one thing I would say about using retinol is that you need to start off at a very low dose to begin with, and you need to use it once a week for a while, and then build it up to twice a week, and then 3 times a week. Certainly some of the higher strength retinols that you can get online, I would be just a little bit cautious, because it can cause sensitization of the skin. And actually I was talking to a colleague of mine a little bit earlier on today who was telling me that she'd been using a low percentage retinol but had been using it constantly for a few months. And now that she's at work and she's in a very drying environment, she's wearing a face mask all the time, it's causing some problems with her skin and causing her skin to become very sensitized and to react very strongly to other things. So retinol is something that you need to use with caution. I would certainly recommend using a combination cream first of all, and then building up if you want to use some of the serums over time, so that you're not, your skin is not getting a big hit of retinol and it's causing you sensitization and problems. Okay, Andrea, I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any other questions, then please do pop them on, and I'll try and answer them either before we finish or offline on the chat room. If there's something specific you want to ask me and you don't want to post it in a comment, then you can direct message me on the TK Aesthetics webpage, I'll be more than happy, or on our website, tkaesthetics.com. On the website, there is a contact form there, and you'll be happy to give you some recommendations and to talk to you a little bit, or to chat to you a little bit about what you might need for your specific skincare conditions. Okay, so if there aren't any other questions, that's pretty much it for this week. Next week, as I said, I'm going to be looking at the difference between dry and dehydrated skin and what to do if you have one or both of those problems, including looking at moisturizers, cleansers, serums, all those sort of things that might help. And hopefully after lockdown, then some of the treatments that you might be able to go and get in your salon or out there that might help to treat those problems. During the week, I will be posting that home remedy, as I said, for dry hands. So it's a nice home remedy scrub. You should have most of the ingredients or all the ingredients in your cupboards at home. So hopefully it won't mean a non-essential trip to the supermarket. And we'll be talking about how you can make that, or there will be a video posted on how you can make that at home to help keep those hands nice and soft and supple. And there will be more of those coming along as time goes on. Don't forget to do your skin inventory if you haven't already done it. So if you pop over to the website, tkaesthetics.com, click on the skin inventory link, and there's a step-by-step guide on how to do your skincare analysis, and there's a document that you can download that you can fill in, make a list of your priorities, and then we can have a chat about what products will be most suitable, or what type of products are most suitable for different skin conditions. When I'm talking about products in the videos to come as well, I will be mentioning some of the Juliette Armand stuff or the Dermalogica stuff. They're the two ranges that I'm most familiar with, but there will be products out there in different skincare ranges that will do something similar or the same type of thing. So any questions, comments, or thoughts, do feel free to either post them in the comments section here below the video, or you can direct message me on Facebook through the TK Aesthetics page, or through the TK Aesthetics website using the contact form, and I will endeavour to get back to you all. So thank you very much for tuning in to this edition of Let's Talk Skincare. Hope to see you all next week, when we will be looking at the difference between dry and dehydrated skin, and how to use, what products to use and what to do at home to help combat those particular skin conditions. Thanks again, and I hope to see you all next week.